Good evening. Hello, Badal. We'll wait 2 minutes for more people to join. Hello, sir. Hope I am audible now. Hello, Shaheen. A very good evening to all of you. Okay, so let's start. Hello everyone. I am Unwan Shabru and I am a social media marketer. So, currently, I'm working as a social media manager in Kashah Entertainment. So, today, I'd like to tell you something about Kasha. So basically, for all the business, if you are looking forward, like Kasha is a one-stop media solution center for all the creative aspects of your business. So our services include photography and film production, branding and designing, web development and SEO management. Then for writers, we add wings to your writing endeavors through publishing your books. Not only this, through our social media, we are providing a platform for all the creative artists who can showcase their talent through Kasha. So, welcome everyone. And today in the Kasha Entertainment Show, we are having our guest Kanika Sharma. So, let me tell you something about Kanika. Kanika is HR professional during the day and an author by the night. Okay, so she has passed out Sri Ram College of Commerce and currently she is the best-selling author of Bikram and Vittal and Memoirs, which has performed so well. So congratulations Kanika for that. And also she has co-authored 5 of the best-selling anthologies. Few are in progress, including the international projects as well. Apart from that, she has been featured twice on the All India Radio, the Delhi Poetry Slam, the Ink Magazine, Inkspire, Bindas Befikre, and a board of artists. She is also a big book reviewer on platforms like Half Baked Beans and Delhi Poetry Slam. So welcome Kanika, and we are looking forward to hear from you. Ma'am, if you can join. Yes, I'm trying to send, but maybe you need the latest version. You need to update your application. Ma'am. Okay, ma'am, but it's not showing. Just I'll just check. Actually, I'm sending, sir, but it's showing that yeah, there's network issue. She'll join now. Accept. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good too.
Yeah. So finally,
Yes. So I think there must be network issue that was
yeah,
creating,
some
problem.
stuff
So,
happened with
ma'am, yeah.
internet.
Yes, ma'am. So I have introduced you, but however, if I have missed out something, can you please tell us something about yourself?
No, no, you introduced beautifully, but yeah, just a few things about me. So I am, like you said, an HR professional. I'm working in learning and development space of HR, wherein I design trainings for employee. And this is the thing that I like to do something which is creative. So even in HR, I love the learning and development space. Kind of give me the need of creativity that I have. It kind of fulfills that. And इसके अलावा जो है like I said, I have a passion for writing, so I have taken up writing अभी recently last year से. And uh, या अभी तक 2 बुक्स लिखे हैं. इसके अलावा काफी छोटे छोटे मैंने पोम्स या फिर आप कह सकते हैं स्टोरी शॉर्ट स्टोरीज आई सेंड इन टू वेरियस प्रोजेक्ट लाइक योर नेशनल इंटरनेशनल कॉम्पिटिशन्स होते हैं जो मैगजीन्स होते हैं तो वो वहां पे भेजा है तो या वो किया है.
ग्रेट मैम या लाइक लाइफ में प्रोफेशनल वाइज हमें मतलब हॉबीज या पैशंस को भी ध्यान देना चाहिए सो आपने बहुत अच्छा किया एंड
बिल्कुल.
2020 तो था ही ऐसा कि लाइक लोग ज्यादा ही पैशन की तरफ अट्रैक्ट
ट्रू.
हुए
ट्रू. ट्रू.
या सो मैम देयर आर सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आई वांट टू आस्क यू इफ यू
श्योर.
अलाउ मी
श्योर. श्योर.
या so when is it that you started writing like when did your writing journey start?
It is recently that I have taken up writing. Like I said last year in lockdown, I think it was April 2020 that I sort of started, thinking about that I need to write something. I started with non-fiction articles. जैसे मैं LinkedIn वगैरह पे I used to try and see that how that works out for me, and then it was getting a great response. Now, as a reader, I was a big fan of fiction more than non-fiction. So I thought that I should definitely give a try at fiction. If non-fiction is working for me, I should definitely give it because I read a lot of fiction. So that's when I started with short poems, quotes, etc., just to get the hang of writing. And then, yeah, eventually, my solo novel happened, which last year, September 2020. So that was Bikram and Bithal. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am, great. So, like, what's your genre? Like, do you have a common theme to write? Are you sticking to
No,
a certain theme?
no, no. I absolutely don't believe in genres because my personal view, lot many people they do have a take opposite it, like, you should stick to probably what you should be, doing best. Like, be a jack of, don't be a jack of all trades, but be a master of one this thing. But I personally
Right.
believe that as a creative person, you need to explore your canvas. So I don't stick to a genre. My first novella was a horror novella, and it's a very it's not mainstream genre that many people start their writing career with, because in India we don't have much readers for horror genre. यहाँ पे romance चलता है, rom com चलता है, थोड़ा बहुत drama fiction भी होता है, but horror is still something which has a very niche kind of audience. So, but I
Yeah.
started horror, and Memoirs is completely different. Memoirs is a collection of musing. It's very relatable, everyday musings, everyday thoughts, poems, ups and downs of day and life. It's all there in Memoirs. So it has a truly contemporary, kind of a genre in poems and writing. And
Yeah.
even in future, whatever I plan to do next, it won't be something very similar or on the same lines that I've done before. So I would definitely try to explore genre that I've not touched so far, and that would be my it would be my thing that in the future as well, whenever I write.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am. So, moving on to the next question. How long did it take you to complete your book?
With Vikram and Little, it was a novella. It was a pretty short novella, so it didn't take much long, to be honest. It was 3.5 months that I completed that novel.
Okay, and what about the memoirs?
Memoirs took around 7-8 months. It would take a 7-8 months, but then memoir also, it was because I was also working and everything, so it took a little long. But with memoir was already, it was a collection wherein I want to accumulate my all the writings that I've sent to various events, like to some international magazine or to some national magazine. So it was already there. The content was already there for memoirs. So I just had to sort of proofread it, maybe revamp it a little and present it in a relatable format to give it a common theme. So yeah, that's what was memoir. But I think that the next book that I'm writing would take some considerable amount of time. So yeah, that's what I feel.
Yes, ma'am. So, tell us something about your book and which of those, you found out the most struggling one to write.
I think horror. Yeah,
Okay.
because um, when I used to read whatever I've written, I used to think that, kya, as an audience, am I getting scared by this scene? If I am the audience, is this scene scary enough to sort of wrench my own heart? Then only I can sort of expect from my audience. So I had to, same phrase, same incident. I had to write couple of times to create that, gut wrenching kind of a feeling. You know, you should the audience should feel a little, dark about it. They should feel a little gut wrenching about it. So yeah, so that was it. So I think I had to watch a lot of slasher movies. I still remember just to focus on the scene. Yeah.
Apologies, I'm having cold.
Oh no, no, take your time.
Yeah. So, yes, ma'am. So, according to you, what do you feel like? What is the most struggling part of a writer's journey is?
Um, to sort of pen down what they exactly want to convey to the audience. Because when you read something, most of the time, and if it's of the creative space, most of the time it has open interpretation. Especially with poems. Like if I'm writing a poem, you know, I can read it from one point of view, you can read it from another. You can have, a different conclusion to it, I can have a different conclusion to it. But to sort of convey the kind of feelings that I was going through while writing it, I think is the most difficult part of a writer's writing
Okay,
journey.
like what you want to convey to your audience.
Yeah,
That part.
yeah.
Okay. So, what's your biggest motivation?
My biggest motivation, to be honest, has been lockdown and the uncertainty associated with it. I always wanted to write, but ऐसा होता था कि it will happen. What if? Not now, maybe some years down the line, sometime when I'll have the time. And the time never used to come. And when I saw that, life is so uncertain and everything today a person is there, tomorrow is no longer there. So I thought, might as well whatever you wanted to do, your passion, something that you were really keen to do, you should. There's only this much life that we have, and you should one should make the best use of it. So, yeah. Your voice is not audible.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, better, better. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So I was telling that I completely agree. And yeah, moving on to the next question. What are some of the best tips you want to give to the aspiring authors?
Best tips that I want to give, that keep writing. There are so many prompts that are available. Don't be afraid of, people judging you or getting rejected or not winning, some kind of a remuneration prize, etc. Just keep writing it for the sake of it so that you get, each day, each hour, you get better at writing. Explore as many genres as you can. If even if you think that poetry is not your thing, try writing a poetry. If you think that prose is not your thing, you are a poet, try writing proses, and just expand your canvas as a writer, as a creative person. So
So it's basically practice makes a man perfect, right?
why a man? It makes everyone perfect.
In general.
Yeah,
So like by practicing, like things would be stable, right?
of course.
Okay. So, ma'am, tell us about your journey and how you achieved success. Like you started last year, but within a span of 1 year, you are successful like, best-selling author, right? So, tell us something about your journey.
When you have to be really, really passionate about it. you know, Even if I make a single post on Instagram, there is so much of, effort that goes behind the scene that when, that probably goes unnoticed in the short term, but in the long term, it does pay off. Even if I create a flyer on a Canva, that takes a lot of time. And then what caption has to be written, how it is to be, made lucrative to the audience so that they buy the book, so that they inquire about the book is a task. So yeah, I think persistence, persistence. That's all I've been paying off.
Yes, ma'am. So, like, it depends, right? You have to think of the design, that what would be eye-catching to your audience, and then again, thinking of the caption and creating content is a big thing.
Right, right, of course.
Yes, ma'am. So, what's the best book you want to suggest to the young writers?
Well, it depends what kind of genre are you asking in. A lot of people, they have struggle with the thing non-fiction. So for non-fiction, I would suggest start with the simplest and get very effective book called Who Moved My Cheese. So it's a brilliant book to start with for non-fiction. And for fiction, I would say any of the basic children author, like a Ruskin Bond, or maybe Annette Blyton. You can, if you like kind of thriller or mystery, you can start with Annette Blyton. If you like short stories, you can start with Ruskin Bond, and a lot of upcoming authors. I mean, why traditional authors? A lot of there are so many upcoming authors, indie authors that are writing such good books. I'm so fortunate. See, this is one part beside having to do what I love, writing. I'm so lucky to have met such wonderful people, such wonderful authors, Jiganshu, Chetan. They all these indie authors, they're doing so good. One should definitely, if you're starting, you should read their book. You should get into the hang of this thing, and then slowly, like I said, um, increase your canvas, try out, more complex book, then move on to further more complex book. So yeah, that's how you should also grow as a human.
So I would like to say to our audience, do you have read the books which ma'am has mentioned? And if you haven't yet read, kindly read those and let us know in the comment section which one did you find most interesting. Next, ma'am, if you ever get a chance to meet a renowned author, then who it would be and why?
It would have to be, no doubt, Miss J.K. Rowling. So those who've been following me, who've been watching my life, and in general who follows me on Instagram knows that I'm a big Harry Potter fan and I'm a big J.K. Rowling fan. I think she is the person who sort of inspired me to become a writer. Some 15 years back when I read the first Harry Potter book. So definitely, I think in both my books, the first book that I've written had a prologue just simply dedicated to Miss J.K. Rowling's, and then the second book has a poem called My Letter to Hogwarts. It is again a fan tribute to Harry Potter. So yeah, definitely J.K. Rowling's.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so ma'am, basically at the starting of the show, I had introduced about the Kasha, Kasha Entertainment and what are our efforts to the aspiring, the authors, you can say, and all the creative talents all across the globe, all across the, internationally, all across the globe and all across the nation. So, what do you feel like about the efforts of Kasha Entertainment and yeah, like should if you can explain something about our efforts.
Well, I'd like to say what you're doing is a very good service to the writing community because when I was new, I remember the time I was struggling with marketing, with promotion, with people who are genuine, with publication house that are good, provide. So yeah, if you're offering this kind of a you know one unit platform for all services, that's really convenient for new authors because many of them don't know that where to go for cover designing, where to go for a book trailer, where to go for proofreading and everything. So yeah, I think it's a very good platform that you guys are giving it. So I think, yeah, just keep doing the great work.
Thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, personally, I would like to ask you, if like some, let's say, aspiring writer wants to publish his or her book, then what are some of the things which he or she needs to keep in his mind during, publishing and writing the book?
Uh, well, publishing and writing are two completely different aspects of a book. Writing is the part wherein you put in your efforts. It's completely in your hand. Wherein publishing is a different ball game altogether. Whatever happens there does not no longer remains in your own hand. So you need to be very careful with whom you're getting your book published. First thing first, whether you want to go for a traditional publisher, whether you want to go for a self DIY kind of a publishing house, whether you want to go for a invested publishing house wherein you give XYZ amount and get your XYZ copies of book. Right? But any
Yes,
which
ma'am.
way you need to be very clear in the ultimate goal that you sort of want to achieve with it. What's your priority? Is your priority a nationwide success? Is your priority is to just to have a book with your name on it? So what is kind of your priority? So that's wherein you want to know. If you feel that no, what, I think my plot is really good and I can make it to a Bloomsbury Hatchet or a Penguin, and you wait for it for a nationwide thing, go ahead. Suit your purpose. If you want to feel, no, I think that I want to invest X amount and slowly get my book popularized with a niche, I'm fine with that. Then you go ahead self kind of a book. If you really just want to write for yourself, it's a feel good factor that I've written a book. It has my name on it. You can go for a DIY kind of a thing. And yeah, because writing, so you have to pay, heed to certain aspects, not just the plot. I mean, that's so very intrinsic. That is something जो तो होना ही चाहिए, kind of a thing. But apart from it, do proofread your book. And I also feel that a lot of time, authors or writers, they kind of wear a lot of hats on themselves. I don't really believe in that kind of a scenario. I think there are professionals for different things. You should, as a writer, you should just focus on writing your plot, your story, your character, their depth. And if you try to wear too many hats, let me think about promotions also, let me think about book designing cover also, let me do this also, then your time, your effort, and your thought process get divested, which should not be there because it ultimately removes focus from your main thing, which is your writing. Your forte is writing. Your forte is not content marketing. Your forte is not cover designing. Yeah, right? You can definitely give inputs. I'm not saying because the author, I mean, is the closest to its book, right? So I would definitely tell somebody who I'm getting my cover design that this is the vision that I want to show my audience. But if I think, let me just, open Canva and do it myself, I can do it. And, people do it also. But then I would say, the काम वो उसको best करना जानता है. So that should be the focus. Your focus should be writing, especially if you are a new writer. If you really want to make big, just focus on that and, figure out different people who are good in their job. It even a lot many times, I see that this is a setback for people. They hold themselves back because they think that we are not that good in English, or we are not that grammatically strong. How would we proofread? You don't need to proofread your book. There are people who are available for this editorial services.
Yeah.
You just don't hold back because you think that your grammar would not be Queen's English. So that should not be the case. Yeah.
Yeah, so they are not aware actually that these services are also there in public sphere.
Maybe that could also be the case. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So, like, which project are you next looking forward to
Well,
publish with Kashah?
as of now, I'm kind of taking a sabbatical from writing or writer's block, like the cliche we call it. So yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll think about something different.
Yes, ma'am. We'll definitely, we'll wait. And yeah, ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for coming and giving your precious time to us.
Thank
And
you for having me.
congratulations.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
I
so much, ma'am.
have a speedy recovery.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. So guys, with this we are ending our today's show. Comment में बताना that how was the interview and what did you learn from us. And at the last again, I want to tell something about Kashah Entertainment. So we are basically a platform for all the creative artists, and we showcase the talent from all across the globe, from all across the nation. So अगर आपको लगता है कि you want to develop and आपके अंदर talent है and you want to develop that and you want a platform, then Kasha is here. Thank you so much everyone. Yeah, let's see again. आप सबको हम मिलते हैं next show में. Thank you.